I read Berserk for the first time, and I like Griffith. Many Berserk fans are now going to dislike this video, as saying that you like Griffith is like saying that you support Stalin or Adolf Hitler. And this is understandable, because as I read Berserk for the first time, I saw Griffith and Guts build a beautiful friendship that they both needed in their lives, because the world in the Berserk manga is cruel and foul, and they found peace and solace between themselves and the rest of the band of the Hawks. And from what I read, Griffith ruined this peace, sacrificing all his friends, including his best friend Guts, for the selfish desire of his dream. This dream being to acquire a kingdom to himself. To begin, it may seem like I'm playing devil's advocate, but in the world of Berserk, everything and everyone is guided by God, or fate as they call it, as seen in this panel when God was talking to Griffith. Everything in the world of Berserk has been given destiny, a destiny written in stone basically. Everything is fated to be. This is a very complex concept, because fate can easily be used as an excuse to excuse the worst possible crimes or actions done by a human. But God makes it clear to Griffith that Griffith had to exist at some point. A man like him was destined to come to existence in the world of Berserk. Fate was bent, and throughout the canals of time, everything was tuned to create a human like Griffith, someone with an immovable passion, and someone whose dream can swallow everyone around him. Griffith has ambitions of a king, and although he was born in an environment that made his dream seem impossible, he has been fortunate enough throughout his life to climb and crawl his way up the social hierarchy. He even reached the point to where he was knighted by a king. He exclaimed in a panel while he was talking to Princess Charlotte that a dream can either give you life or a dream can kill you. And he stated that if you suppress it in your heart or abandon your dream, that's equivalent to suicide. This shows the amount of resolve and passion Griffith has. Another panel I wanted to bring up was this one, where it was a flashback to when Griffith worked for a baron and Casca was explaining the lengths Griffith would go to acquire his dream. And as he described it, it was a dream full of blood. After Griffith witnessed a child die on the battlefield for him, he made a decision to sleep with the perverted baron that he worked for to gain money towards his dream rather than risk the lives of all his men. So he basically weighed 10 battles and risking the lives of many people, or just having to spend one night with this perverted baron. And he chose the one night. This shows the level of mental strength Griffith had and the amount of resolve he had towards his goal of having his own kingdom. Griffith was disgusted with himself, but he kept moving because his dream was coming closer and closer to fruition as time went on. Furthermore, Griffith was a man destined and fated to become the 5th Godhand. He was unlike any other person in his time period, but he was also gifted with immense control of those around him. Anyone that he interacted with could never really ignore him. They're either amazed by him or look at him with distaste or jealousy. He was an immovable man, so when his dream eventually came tumbling down, and he was nothing more than skin and bone, literally, he swallowed those he cared about him in his dream and sacrificed them to become Femto. Anyways, to conclude this video, Griffith had to exist in the world of Berserk, and maybe it was less of his own free will that he did all those bad things, and more it was fate. Griffith and Guts probably have less control than we think, as we see that there is a higher power in Berserk controlling their fate. So this may be what Kentaro Miura set the story up for. Griffith is a man that is immovable and backed by fate, while Guts is his opposite, and he could bend fate and possibly change the trajectory of Griffith's life. Everything surrounds these two in the world of Berserk, as their lives are pretty much intertwined. But yeah, alright, that was my analysis of the Berserk manga. It was a really good read, amazing read, and I can see why so many people like it and love it. But yeah, thanks for listening.